Good day. So this is the Oral Com Quarter 2 Module 5, which is the topic is purpose of the speech. So what we need to know first is to identify the different purpose of speech. Second is to classify sample text according to purpose. And the last is to compose and record your own speech for every purpose. Purpose of speech. So it must be noted that along with the speaker's knowledge of the audience, he or she must be aware and certain his or her purpose for speaking. He or she must have a clear reason for talking such thing to a certain group of audience. With a clear purpose in mind, the speaker will be guided as to the tone of voice, the kind of language, and the type of information to include to achieve such purpose. So, the purposes of speech can be classified into three. First is to inform, to entertain, and to persuade. So, first we will discuss the informative speech. So, informative speech is to provide the audience with a clear understanding of the idea presented by the speaker. So, this speech is designed to impart knowledge, clarity some points, and seal understanding. And it answers the WH questions, which are the who, what, where, when, why, and how. So, when do we usually deliver the informative speeches? So, first is when we define a term, topic, or issue. So, it centers an abstract rather than what is concrete and focuses on theoretical philosophies and views. So, some examples of this is the poverty reduction, world peace, and gender sensitivity. The second one is when we compare and contrast. So, like we're comparing the two things, or when a speaker talks about things that can enthuse the senses. So, the third one is when we analyze data or phenomenon. So, it concentrates on important incidences, personal or historical, and seek to enlighten the listeners about the said event. And the last one is when we provide how to guide on a subject. So, like when you explaining how to cook, plant vegetables, a process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a desired outcome.
Entertaining speech. Entertaining speech it provides audience with amusement. This speech is designed to captivate or amuse the members of the audience or something arouse them emotionally in some way. So if you need to entertain the audience in a good way, for example, you're an MC of an event. So you need to find something funny to listen to your audience while you are delivering speech in front of your audience. Tips in preparing for and delivering an entertainment speech. First, choose a topic. Choose a topic while you can just memorize a ready-made entertaining speech, although it's a better if you modify to suit to the context or occasion. However, when given the freedom to choose a topic, pick the one related to your experience and worldview in order to sound more convincing. So if you were delivering an entertainment speech, you should first to do is choose a topic. It is not just a topic, but the topic you should pick is related to you. And especially to relate your audience. For example, you are the youth member, so you need to pick a topic of your speech that related of the audience, which is your fellow youth. Gather base ideas from other sources. Watch movie and read articles. Those seem to relate the ideas of your speech. The generate base ideas in these sources that you can use to associate to your topic. So, it's really important that you have many ideas. That will be your topic B. If you want to know more or learn a lot, you need to read books or even the movies, so you can get an ideas. Make an outline. You do not want to regret for missing out on some point during your speech. Do you so it the best to prepare the order of the ideas in your speech in an outline to ensure essential points are not missed out. So if you are going to speech, you need to make an outline. An, an outline in Tagalog's balangkas, so you don't get lost in your speech. That's why make an outline or preparing outline is the best way while you're going to speech. Provide examples. Develop your point with examples for excitement and better understanding. Your samples may include real life stories, scene or lines from movies or books to help you explain your point. So, you must not forget set an example while you're delivering speech. To understand the audience better, for example, the teacher who set an example to the student, so the example he gave through the real life or story, so that the students can better understand how they can do it.
Inject humor while maintaining professionalism. Entertaining speech is not all about getting the audience to laugh, but also to amuse them and sustain the amusement until the end of the speech. The speaker must avoid making fun or insulting a particular group just to sound or appear entertaining, because using of insult does not have a place in his public speaking. One reason professionalism is so important, it's because it's an outward display of your attitude toward your job. Humor is such a great thing. Make people love good humor when they are on the receiving end. Practice and mind your gesture and body language. Rehearse your speech in front of the mirror and make sure you apply the appropriate gesture and body language to help make your make your message and consistent and more understandable. Some example of body language is eye contact. Eye contact is when you look at your audience while you speak. Facial expression, how you look in front of your audience, based on your face, can how they perceive you. Be mindful of the time. Not everyone have to look serious to listen to your speech. However interesting it may be, so it is that it is best to take note of the duration, especially during practices, to ensure you do not go beyond the limit. Being mindful of your time helps you understand how you spend your time in the present and how you want to spend it in the future. Very entertaining. Audience wants to listen to a human being, not to a robot. Vary your tone. Slow down to emphasize some points. Use your voice to sustain the interest of the audience. We can therefore think of intonation as referring to the way we use the pitch of our voice by express particular meanings and attitude. And with a motivating or memorable statement. Audience members will probably remember the ending. So end your speech with a bang, something they cannot easily forget. To be truly memorable, you must end as strongly as you began. The conclusion of a speech must be short and precise.
Persuasive speech. It provides the audience with argument or data that influence their beliefs, decisions, and actions. This speech is designed to make the audience adopt or take the same side or stand as you do. Persuasive speech is a type of speech that helps us convince the audience of a certain view. Persuasive speech helps us become more convincing and create a true impact when we speak. Tips in making a persuasive speech. State your position. Start with your stand and what you intend to argue. Do not let your audience guess which side of the issue you are taking. Organize your strength. Arrange your arguments in a manner that can be easily followed by the audience. It must start with a clear, argumentative statement. From there, you can develop your argument in a logical format, backed with evidence, analysis, and counter-arguments. Argue with passion. It given the freedom to choose a topic. Pick the one closest to your heart because you are most likely to construct a good argument if you're passionate about the topic. However, if you don't have the choice, then research the topic to try and connect it with your passion. To establish a sense of ownership in the argument but still keep your emotion in check, even when channeling your passion, make sure you do not allow anger or biases to get in the way of a persuasive argument.
Your audience. Always keep your audience in mind. Imagine how you would them if you were already delivering the speech before them. Have a clear understanding of where the members of the audience are coming from to guide you with your arguments in such a way that they fit or suit to the needs of the audience. Since every group of audience has its own unique needs, what works for one group may not work for the other group. Understanding others and their perspective to see if they understand your words, example, or the frame of reference used to communicate your experience points and conclusions. Research. Anchor your arguments on solid evidence. Consider all the possible angles of the issue. Do not just focus on the side you're taking. It also pays to have an idea about the other side to prepare yourself for potential counter-arguments. Get information from various reputable sources and cite your source properly. Research is a process of systematic inquiry that entails collection of data, documentation of critical information, and analysis and interpretation of that data information in accordance with suitable methodology set by specific professional fields and academic disciplines.
Persuade with integrity. While your main goal is to get people to your side, it is unethical to achieve your purpose through misleading them. Your goal is to persuade the audience with accurate arguments free of fallacious, misleading, tricky information, and threatening tactics and devices just to get what you want. With this, you're establishing trust with your audience and making a good name for yourself. Persuade with integrity is when you are persuaded or motivated to act against your own interests, and you're doing it to get your goal to make a good name for yourself. For example, he persuaded his friend to go back to school. Organization of an argumentative persuasive speech. Before delivering any speech, it is always best to prepare an outline of the ideas you intend to include in the speech to ensure key points are properly taken. Organization of an argumentative speech is speech that you need to sure what you will speech.